You're not broke because you don't earn enough money. You're broke because you're repeating a system that guarantees the same result, and the worst part is you don't even see it happening. Before we go any further, if you actually want to understand how money really works, not the motivational version and not the social media version, subscribe now because what you're about to hear will either change how you think about money or expose why nothing has changed so far. Most people think money problems come from income. They believe once they earn more, everything will be fine. That feels logical, but it's incomplete because income is only one part of the system. The real question is not how much you make, but what happens after you make it. Because two people can earn the same amount, same salary, same opportunities, but end up in completely different financial realities. One builds stability while the other stays stuck. Same input, different system. So what's actually different? It's not intelligence or luck. It's behavior under repetition. And repetition is where your financial life is built, not in big decisions, but in small ones, daily ones, automatic ones. Money comes in and something happens almost immediately. You react, not think, react. Bills, spending, impulse decisions, lifestyle pressure, and before you realize it, the money is gone. Now here's where most people misunderstand the entire system. They think this is normal, but normal doesn't mean optimal, it just means repeated. Because if every month follows the same pattern, then the outcome is predictable, not random, predictable. And that's where the real problem starts, because if something is predictable, it means it can be traced back to a system. There are three invisible forces controlling your financial outcome: spending behavior, decision timing, and emotional control. Not your job, not your salary, not the economy, your behavior. Because money doesn't disappear on its own, it moves through decisions, one after another, until it's gone. And most of those decisions don't feel important, that's the danger, because the system is not broken in big moments, it's broken in small ones. Small purchases, unplanned spending, just this once decisions, repeated over time, they become your financial reality. Now pause for a second, because if you're starting to see yourself in this pattern, don't ignore it, because this is the exact point most people click away and stay stuck. But if you're still here, subscribe now, not because of motivation, but because you're starting to recognize the system you're inside, and most people never reach this point. Your brain is not designed for wealth, it's designed for survival, short-term relief, immediate reward, quick comfort. So when money enters your hands, your brain does not ask what builds long-term wealth, it asks what feels good right now. And that's where the loop begins. Earn money, feel relief, spend, repeat. Not because you're careless, but because the system is automatic. And anything automatic is powerful because it runs without awareness. Now here's the uncomfortable truth: if you do nothing to interrupt this system, it will repeat forever, not because you're failing, but because nothing is stopping it. That's the difference. Now imagine your financial life is a machine. Every decision is a gear, every habit is a switch, every impulse is a trigger. Right now that machine is producing your current reality exactly as it's designed to. So if you want a different outcome, you don't need more effort, you need a different system. And systems are changed through interruption, not motivation, interruption. Pause, think, delay, question. That's where control starts, not in earning more, in reacting less. Now if your current behavior stays unchanged, your financial future will stay unchanged. Same inputs, same habits, same outcome. But if even one pattern changes, everything shifts over time because money doesn't respond to emotion, it responds to structure. Now here's where most people fail. They try to increase income without changing behavior. That's like pouring more water into a leaking container, it doesn't solve the problem, it speeds up the loss. And if this is making you uncomfortable, good, that means you're paying attention, because most people will hear this, agree with it, and still do nothing. But a small group won't. They'll start noticing, they'll start interrupting patterns, they'll start thinking differently in real time, and that group doesn't stay the same for long. Now here's your decision point. You can close this video and continue the same cycle, or you can start recognizing what's been controlling your financial outcomes this entire time. Not instantly, not perfectly, but intentionally. Because the moment you see the system, you stop being controlled by it. Now listen carefully, if you made it this far, you're already different from most viewers. Most people didn't stay, most people didn't think this deeply. So don't leave this as just another video. Subscribe now, not because I'm asking, but because you've already seen enough to know there is a system behind your financial life and most people never realize it. And if you want to go deeper into how these systems actually work, drop a comment with the word system, because once you start seeing patterns, you stop living inside them blindly.